another knife that I did not open. I did good.
Good job.
I was a good boy.
We've been sitting on this one for a little bit.
We have been pretty excited to get a Toor.
Another Toor.
Another Toor again. Thank you guys. Enjoy partnering with you. Really enjoy the brand. I'm excited about this.
Heck yeah, dude. Veteran owned, made in America.
Yeah,
Can't
good
beat
stuff. But before we get too deep into that, I'm Greg.
I'm Josh.
Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and ding the bell so that my investment in brass goes somewhere. And I'm not talking about pew brass, Mobile brass. So yeah, let's dive in. Let me start opening.
I don't even remember what this one is.
This is I think it's the Karsumba.
Oh, their new knife.
Yes.
Neat.
Burlap green. How cool is that?
What's that, Dilly?
That's a little Kwaiken OTF.
Oh, yeah. Forgot you got that.
Yeah.
The little Boker.
Some Boker action.
So Toor's been great. By the way, this will probably come out before, but had the merchant. We did a video on it. Great video. Blew up. Had to send it back. Little bit of an issue with it, which we'll be all transparent about. But Toor has really taken care of me. Looking forward to telling you guys about it. That is hot. Interesting with this one. You can tell it's a new knife because their presentation is not as...
and they may have just thrown it in the box for us.
Maybe.
Or not, but who cares because... Oh, man.
That's a nifty little knife.
Yeah, we are both wearing black. This may not work with a black blade. Oh, well, we'll do B-roll during most of this anyway, but...
Well, it still comes with the same stuff. Frog lube, the little card that talks about it with the warranty and all that. Toor sticker, and your Toor cloth, which I use mine every day. I use the Toor cloth all the time.
Wow.
Toor always has a great presentation with their knives.
So one of the things that we got feedback from Toor in our last video review is where I sort of went into the reason why they didn't come razor sharp on the Cryptia
and the Anaconda.
The Anaconda is because they were...
Or Serpent. We did the Serpent.
Serpent. They were edges that were designed to be thick and durable because they're tactical blades. They are not EDC blades.
Right, yeah.
So it's a different kind of edge. That was sharp. You just saw me cut with it. I haven't touched it. You saw me open the box.
I'm surprised your hand fits in there.
Yeah, it just does. And it's just right for me. Yeah. The Karambit is a utility knife. That is the whole purpose of a Karambit.
Lanyard hole. There is a lanyard hole.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
Which is awesome. You always want to have a lanyard hole. This one could be a pocket fixed blade potentially if you don't mind having a little bit thicker chunk. This is a nice short, but the nice thing about, even though it's short, is with a hawkbill shape, that hawkbill will just cleave through whatever you pull it through. This would be an epic utility knife to have.
And that sheath didn't seem like it was really tight on there. Like it was just right.
It was just right.
It's interesting because with the Serpent, it had the Karambit loop, and then they've made a Karambit without a loop. It's interesting.
I prefer without the loop. Like I don't know. I mean, I may have said it before. Look at where the thumb goes. How ideal that is. Well, we'll get it in the B-roll, but it fits. It fits for tasks. This would be a real joy for you to work with all day, every day, if you wanted to have a higher end knife that you were carrying as a fixed blade to actually do work with. And some guys, literally, I see guys working with Medfords, on construction and stuff, using them every day and beating the snot out of them. I see that. And so people are doing that. Do you know what steel this is? We didn't.
I'm sure it's S35.
We didn't look again.
I think they use S35 on just about everything.
There you go. Talk about that scale.
Yeah, that's...
I'm going to look at the Karsumba while you do that because that scale is something.
That is... man, they did a great job milling those handles too, which is something I've always thought Toor's done a great job with. Their handles are always top notch. They're always super ergonomic.
S35VN.
Yeah, I figured it was. Man, That's a cool knife.
It's super grippy, and they did like a little spiral kind of cut on it.
Yeah, and
you know, they have some of their stuff. They do it more of a spiral.
This is brand new from Toor. One of their new items. $235 burlap green's what this one is.
See, for me, this is a knife that I would want to have, not just for the functionality. It has that second kind of cool, as Nothing Fancy would say, which is just some dramatic shape to it. This would be a knife that would be really... You could feather with that.
But you know
really
what's crazy about Toor is they all have that second kind of cool. Every single Toor
that's
we've
true.
Handled, it's neat.
That's a good point. You know,
they've nailed that.
I made myself pretty clear that I don't care for ring-based knives, but for those that do, the execution was awesome on that. This I really like because I enjoy the drama of that shape. And look, it has a big old fat sharpening choil. The details here, the jimping is not sharp jimping, but it's so bloody deep that your thumb sticks. You know, and it does fit. It does fit my hand.
Let's jump into it.
Yeah. So Ergos. It's good, man. It's good.
And guys, we know Ergos is biased. It's all going to be based on the person holding it.
Yeah, it's going to be probably an 8 out of 10 for me. You know, it's sharp on the edges a little bit. You know, not perfectly finished. It doesn't have, and when you get it, you can kind of see that. But it actually may lend itself to a bit more traction.
Right, and if you're rocking gloves and
it'll wear in.
It'll wear in.
It will wear in. So it's not a big deal. But out of the box, it's going to be an 8 out of 10.
That's still pretty high.
Yeah, it's still pretty high. My pinky does go over the edge just a little bit, but it's not fair for me because I got meat hooks. So.
Love the fact they added a lanyard hole. That's really going to help the Ergos if you own this knife and you put a lanyard on it. Love that thumb jimping there.
People that don't rock lanyards would be shocked at locating the knife on your person with a lanyard makes a big difference.
It really does.
And a fixed blade, typically when you carry it, it's not in your pocket and it's not with a pocket clip, so it doesn't have that convenience.
Right.
So wherever the draw point is, having that locatability with that lanyard.
And, you know, I kind of like
put your hand where it belongs.
I kind of like a little bit of a decently long lanyard on a fixed blade just because to be able to grab it in the dark or whatever.
And it would look great with a Micarta ZNC Metalworks pull spool.
Yeah, I agree. Still kind of sharp. It's a little like if it's very snug. If you had gloves on, I could see it.
I would have maybe half an inch longer. Perhaps.
Maybe.
But
it's all biased.
But once again, it is. But that's on, you know. But it would not keep me from buying this knife.
No, not at all.
I'm going to go any stretch.
I'm going to go 8 out of 10 as well.
Yeah, I think that knife is epic. And then we go into tactical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where the controversy comes in with Hawkbill style blades. Is are they actually tactical? Well. Yes, they're tactical in a non-lethal or not non but less lethal way. Meaning, they're not tactical in the sense like this. The puncture capability, the difference in the length. This is deadly. This goes in somebody's gut. They're probably gonna expire. This can go so deep in places that you're going to be in a
this
bad
is more
place.
of a maiming blade.
This is exactly right.
That's a blade that grabs you.
Yeah, so you have guys out there who do different styles of martial arts where they're rolling the knives and doing all those fun things.
I like that TikTok video.
Yeah, with the guy that does the spider cut. So with this, it's going to be a great hack and slash knife. You could easily defend your life with this. Nobody's going to put hands on you when this opens up their forearm. That's it. Once obviously you could do any kind of a neck thing you want because a hawkbill is severe.
It's a hook.
It's severe. It's really from a tactical standpoint, if you do a bit of practice with it and you take some time, you cut some stuff and you get used to the way it feels. If you put it in your system, I'll probably get about an 8 out of 10 on tactical, which may be a little controversial for some who are like, that's a kitchen knife. I understand that. It's a gardening implement. I get it. But really, the way that it's designed, how deeply it holds in your hand, you're not going to lose it. And you could defend yourself with it. It's less lethal than a sticky, pointy knife. But it's going to do what it does, and it comes razor sharp out of the box. It's cleaving flesh.
Right.
I'll put it that way. It's cleaving flesh.
I said this with the serpent video, and it goes to this one. If it did have a ring and you knew what you were doing with the ring, that would really up the tactical capability of this knife.
Yeah, so that's where the individuality comes
right.
in.
It's one of those things, like, some people are going to have a problem that it's a Karambit without a ring. I get that. I think 8 out of 10 is a good score. That's going to be my score as well. I think that you nailed just about everything. The one benefit of this knife is it is something that, I mean, it's a hook. You're cutting and pulling out. It's not a dagger. It's not made to be that. But still, it's lethal in its own way.
Yeah.
8 out of 10 is a great score.
Yeah, I think so. EDC. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting, especially for a knife like this with EDC.
Interesting.
Because it's not really a slicer. Not really.
Because you can't put it on a surface, and because
Right.
all you're going to do is just get the tip, which would work, but it would be great as a hand.
Mm-hmm. It's more of a carver, or like, it's a good apple knife.
Yeah, in the hand as an implement, you would get in here,
Right.
and you would do draw type cuts. You're not going to go in like first
Right.
of all, your hand is going to hit the surface. It's not that style of knife. Hawkbills were designed to be reaping knives to
Right.
go in and remove foliage so you could do whatever you wanted to
Right.
do. Right. So, from an EDC perspective, let's weigh it. Yeah, she's chunky. She's 7 ounces. Not light by any stretch. But the small package is pretty good. I'm gonna, from an EDC, I'm gonna give it a 6.
Yeah.
The blade shape is not really. If you're working with it as a working man, it's gonna be high up there.
Yeah, but here's the deal, though.
But really EDCable. It's a little heavy. It's a little thick. The blade shape doesn't really lend itself to all those tasks as much, in my opinion. But yeah, that's probably where I would put it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely got its purpose in a daily kind of thing. But what I'll tell you is this is not a knife you're going to pick up with the intention of, I'm just, this is my knife for whatever task. If you pick this knife up, you're picking it up for a purpose. If you're on a farm, you're going to be using this knife. You're carrying this.
For that.
If you're carrying this, you know that you're going to be carrying it for a purpose.
If you're breaking down boxes, it'd be fabulous for that.
So, like, if this is in a lineup of knives and I'm picking a knife to carry for the day, I'm not going to pick it unless I know that I'm going to be doing a task that's going to need a knife like this, which, in my opinion, lowers the everyday capability of it.
I think that's it.
Not that it's a bad knife, it's just a purpose-driven knife, and that kind of goes along with what Toor does.
Everything that's purpose-driven will be higher in
Right.
a particular category in our rating system,
Yeah.
Or lower.
Yes.
It just depends on what it's there for.
Maybe a little controversial, but I'm going to go 4 out of 10.
Okay.
Not because it's not a capable knife, just because it's such a singular purpose knife that for your normal daily tasks, cutting boxes, cutting food, maybe cutting a string here and there, trimming, sprigs of, line off of your jeans or whatever. This is just not ideal for that. It could do it.
Yeah.
But if I'm picking this knife up, it's because I'm going to be out, harvesting something or opening up a deer.
Yeah, and it's very utilitarian. It does have that, like, we gave it a pretty good tactical score because it does have its tactical capability without a doubt. And I do believe that is some of the intent and purpose. But if you use it to train that way, it will serve you well. I am sure of that because it is.
Right.
It's thick, but it's so bloody wide that it's sharp.
That's everything that with, anything can be tactical if you train with it.
That's right. It can be. And I think this would make it easy on you in that regard because it's gonna go through whatever you want it to go through.
That leads us into cool factor.
Yeah. It's so cool. Like, pretty much everything Toor does.
Oh, everything Toor does is
I haven't seen anything that was uncool from them.
I love the fit and finish they do on so many of their knives with the little G10 inlays and layers and the cool.
This is one of their more simple.
Yeah, it really is, but it's still cool with how they did the all the milling and etching on
their stone wash is still really good.
It really is.
They do a great job with their stone washing. Oh, look. It has stamped USA 339 on there. How cool is that? Enjoy their stamping.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very cool knife.
Thick stock too.
Yes. Yeah, from a cool factor, this is probably going to be a 9 out of 10 for me. I love this knife. The hawkbill shape, the drama, and if you were going to, quite frankly, if I were thinking of a TDI style knife, I would be going for this. I would be doing a reverse draw like that, and they're somewhere along my person, offhand typically, because you have your gun hand and you have your offhand, and that would be kind of the idea. This would be ideal for getting somebody off of you, off your person, breaking down, their offense, right? This is a defense, truly a defensive weapon,
Yeah.
right? But the cool factor on this for me is a 9 out of 10. I think it's spectacular.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Which, I mean, it's no secret that I'm a fan of Toor and their designs, and this is no shortage of cool. 9 out of 10 is a great score. I'm going to stick with that as well. And that's a lot of what Toor makes. Toor just makes some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And a great blade steel, too. I mean, man, I agree with you.
Texture galore.
Yeah.
We probably didn't spend enough time on texture, but that's one of the things that we love. Obviously, we built our social media presence more around Instagram. Spent a lot of time and energy growing that, and texture pops so hard on Instagram. So for those of you that are into that side of the knife community, that's gonna have an epic look on Instagram.
And one thing that Toor does, and some other knife manufacturers do it, and some people hate it. I actually really like it. When you buy a knife and it just comes like this, because then you can mount it on your person or your kit however you like. And Toor does a great job of kind of offering some options for that. And it allows you to basically, carry this however you'd like to carry it. Super cool knife.
Yep.
Overall, what's our score?
Oh, I'm feeling 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
I think, the singular focus. Oh, hold on. Oh,
It's got a retention.
yeah. You can adjust the tension on the retention. Excellent.
Yeah.
Just now noticed that.
It's a good sheath.
That's awesome. Good job thinking of that and putting that in there, because you could make it a little looser, a little tighter.
Yeah.
That's great.
For KYDEX, it's a great sheath.
It is. Yep. 9 out of 10. Was that what we said, or 8? 8.
8.
Sorry, 8. Yeah, 8 out of 10 overall, without a doubt. This is an epic knife. You killed it. Good job. Good job of doing a hawkbill Karambit style without a ring.
And thank you for the lanyard. Thanks for the lanyard hole. We appreciate that.
Yes, exactly. That's always going to be desired.
Yeah.
So.
And guys, if you want to check this knife out, all the information will be in the description below, along with a link to it.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely a cool knife.
Yep. They sent us this knife. We reviewed it. We didn't get paid. We don't keep this knife. We're sending it back.
Yep, we send it back.
So just so you guys know a little bit of clarity about what our review is, this is obviously our first take. It's a brand new knife, and we are sending it back to them. We appreciate Toor's partnership. But yeah, we'll always tell you guys where we stand with anything, good, bad, or ugly.
Yep.
Sponsored, unsponsored.
Like it says in the description, all the knives are our own unless we say otherwise.
Yeah, we'll say otherwise. But it doesn't matter. We're authentic, and we're going to tell you.
Yep.
Quite frankly, if a company came to us that we weren't interested in their product and wanted us to pay us to review it, we would not.
Right. Because we want to give an honest review.
We're not, if they wanted to, if we wanted to work out some kind of compensation deal with a company on a product that we believed in, I have no problem with that.
Right.
But it's going to be authentic.
Right.
We're not going to do balding hair
commercials
when we don't need it
Yeah.
or use it. So
Not an infomercial.
yeah. There you go. All right. That's our review, guys. Tell us what you think about this Toor. Do you own it? Have you used it? Have you carried it? Comment below. We would like to hear what your impression of the Karsumba is.
Yep. Drop it below.
Yep.
And as always, stay sharp.
Stay sharp.